This is awkward. You're expecting a bard, or at the very least a storyteller of merit. Instead, you get a thief. If it's any consolation, I am a damned good thief. Or I was. But you see, I have made a mistake. I have stolen something that needs tending. I have stolen something that, without my intervention, will surely die. I've stolen a story. My name is Vanda, and for the very first time in my life, I mean to tell the truth. The truth of the five. Don't expect flowery language or poignant metaphor. I am not some god's damned bard. But in a realm forgotten, you will remember them. You will remember the five.
And then she moved out.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Realms Remembered. This is our little jaunt through the Forgotten Realms, as done and spun the way that we'd like to, with a little music, a little romance, a little adventure, all the things that make a tale worth stealing. Now, before we go any further, I would like to indicate for those of you watching us live in chat, there is currently a poll in place. This was brought into realization and into life by the fabulous donations that we received last week. This poll is powerful. It will give one of our characters the ability to roll with advantage for an entire session. Quite the power, especially at first level or at any level, so vote wisely, Legion. Now, before we can continue with our tale, we know why we're here, but how are we here? We are here because of our sponsors, and I'd like to thank Roll20, because this episode of the Realms Remembered and the campaign entire brought to you by Roll20. Take your game online with Roll20, our virtual tabletop of choice. Bring in your own icons, your own maps, make your own Realms Remembered, and do it all with a free account. So go over right now to www.roll20.net, and you can create your own realms to remember. Also, visit Die Hard Dice. Go over, they have some very interesting dice that are coming out that have a devilish twinge to them. Type in the coupon code the Grim and get 15% off of your next order. In addition to that, please make sure that you retweet our going live tweet. If you do, and if we beat the 19 that we had last week, next week, our crew will receive Inspiration, a very powerful tool brought to them by Legion. So if you are able to retweet and send it out into the Twitter sphere, it will come back in the form of inspiration. Now, what else can you do to help the group? Well, There's a lot of things. If you look right down, you can see that you can provide things from advantage in plot armor, and you can also provide boons, permanent in nature, for our crew. Last week, Sphinx gave the entire crew a boon using the Raspberry Beret donation. They have all been given their boons, and if they use them, it is up to the player whether or not they reveal that that ability was brought to them by Legion. Also, if you would like to join the Realms Remembered, we have a donation for you. Just look right down and you too can walk in the realms, sing the songs, and be remembered with our crew. Hawk will be the first one to join us, and he will become another member of the Stolen Story. But focus on that poll, my friends. The donations were brought to us last week, but you control what happens now and who gets this great power. And finally, the Realms Remembered is very technical. A lot of music, a lot of video. If at any time things seem too loud, too soft, there's a problem with the video, please, please, please mention in chat, those of you watching live. It helps me to correct things for the future, and it gives me a lot of needed feedback that I'm not able to get real time. I like to go back, read the chat, and see if there's anything in there that needs improving, and together we can tell a tale worth stealing. But that was then, this is now, and we need to know exactly what's been happening with our group. Here's the quick recap of the Stolen Story. The group awoke in the town of the Bend, located along the Sword Coast between Waterdeep to the north and Baldur's Gate to the south. 4 of the group, Yuknon, Roberts, Ulfsik, and Bianca, experienced troubling dreams or vision quests guided by a person calling themselves Sister Chandra. After waking, the group met several members of the Sisters of Captured Grace, none of them knowing or recognizing this Sister Chandra. They moved toward the town where they met a priest of Ogma by the name of James, and together the group retraced their steps to where James was discovered lying in an X by the town well. They deduced that his arms may have been indicating the locations of discovery for the other 2 groups, Yuknon and Roberts at the beach, and Ulfsik and Bianca in a cabin or a shack by the river. They traveled to the beach, discovered an awoken tree named Birch Eye, and some yellow petals. Returning for their appointed meeting with the de facto ruler of the town, Ironbender Oron, the group gathered, and they gathered with the man in one of the upper levels of the pagoda. There, a rock garden, combed and guided to perfection with artistic swirls and drawings laid before them. Ironbender picked up a large wand or stylus of bamboo and a broom-handled brush and began to write in the sand, erasing his message before even finishing a word. And that is where our tale begins, the next leg of our Stolen Story. Let's get to it. And as we welcome in all of our players, let us start where we ended. And I will simply say, as Ironbender writes with his stylus in the ground, in the sand, brushing it before he completes what he's writing, it reads, "The sand holds fast the secrets we will share. We do not speak outside of the sand, not of these things. I believe I know why you are here." And with that last writing of here, he brushes it clean and turns to look at you. Do any of you stay away? What's your proximity to Ironbender?
Close enough to read whatever he's writing in the sand. For Yukon, he would get very close.
Close enough to read, not close enough to touch.
Okay. Is anyone hanging back? Because I know when we last got there...
James knows, but already knows this song and dance before. So, yeah, he's kind of in the background.
Okay, James, you cannot see what's being written. It's... For whatever reason, you see that he is doing something in the sand.
Well, he'll step forward. Yeah, he'll step forward.
When you get about 5 feet away, you're able to make out. It seems almost as if it's blurred. The closer you get, the lines that he traces and draws come into focus. When he sees that none of you have anything to say or do, he continues to write, and he writes, "Do you know one another?" And then he raises it and turns to look at you all and indicates a basket filled with identical bamboo wands.
Roberts will go over and pick one up and go back to the sand and write, "How can we trust you?"
He smiles a bit and he writes quickly, "You can't," and brushes it clean.
She puts the stylus back.
As you go, Bianca will, if you want to baton it off,
Yeah, for
relay
sure.
race it off.
Absolutely.
She writes in the sand, yes and no.
He thinks for a moment and he starts to write, "I believe you all were sent here for a purpose that coincides with my premonitions through the ley lines. Premonitions that have not fully formed, but I believe they move to reveal themselves shortly. The ley lines are trembling, like a fish nibbling at a line. This speaks to troubling times." And then he looks, and for a moment looks out the doors that have been pulled open, revealing in the distance and down the bend. And he writes without looking in the sand. The bend is a nexus, a hub, where most of the world's ley lines intersect. I am the guardian of the place. Do you know of the ley lines?
James would take one of the bamboo sticks and he would write yes. And he kind of looks at Ironbender like, is there a recognition?
You're trying to see if Ironbender has a recognition for you?
Yeah, he's not going to linger long, but he's just kind of like, just to see if he makes eye contact with him and how he responds to that eye contact.
Roll me an insight check. Not sure. He's very difficult to read. He hasn't spoken either, which is usually a way that you can tell a tell, is when someone speaks and their voice patterns hiccup or change, but he hasn't said anything. And in the last session, we had a moment where we described Ironbender as being almost in a waking state of meditation. That extends to his physical presence as well. There's not one wasted movement. There's not an errant firing of muscle. You don't see his neck clench or his jaw tighten. He seems at peace, and so does his body.
Bianca,
Go ahead.
You go.
No, go ahead, Lauren.
Bianca will just write, after James wrote yes, she erases his and writes, "No, but I believe you."
He nods. And then he looks at James and he writes, "Can you see them?"
That was going to be my question. Can I see the ley lines? Do I feel more stronger in this area?
You can't physically see anything. You're not sure what it is he wants you to see, but there isn't anything about what you've seen so far at the bend that would lend itself to be a ley line. At least not the way that he's putting emphasis on it.
He puts no.
He looks at all of you and writes, "Would you like to learn?"
Dark will take a stick and write yes.
Anyone else?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Yuknon
go ahead, Don.
Yuknon takes a stick, but instead of answering him directly, he's kind of looked around to see if he can see these ley lines like they should be visible, but I imagine he doesn't. It just looks like a normal, serene little town, right?
No need for a perception check. It just looks like a town.
Looks like a town. He writes in the sand, "What god do you serve?" Question mark.
He reaches over with his own brush and wipes it clean, and he writes back, "Faerun."
Yuknon squints at him really hard and then very slowly writes the word yes.
So that's everybody but Roberts and James?
Can James just shake his head, or does he want him to write yes?
He indicates that you should write.
Okay,
God,
he writes yes.
I'm thinking about it.
And by the way, just as a just an aside, Roberts and James sounds like a wine cooler.
I think she will pick up one of the bamboo wands again and write no.
His expression does not change. He nods just as he did with those that wish to learn, and he nods, no sign of disapproval or approval.
Yeah, she takes a step back.
He continues to write, and just marking the four of you that expressed interest. "Do you know the woman claiming to be Sister Chandra?"
James writes no.
Yuknon looks at Ulfzark.
Ulfsark takes the stick, ponders, and then he writes in the sand, "Who is Sister Chandra?"
With that, he narrows his eyes a bit, and he writes out a description of Sister Chandra. But he doesn't describe what she looks like. He describes her dress, like dressed as the Sisters of Captured Grace. Without a roll, you would realize that he probably heard this information from Sister Ott and Brother Ben about what you all said when you woke up.
I write a big yes exclamation point, and I elbow Ulfsik.
Ironbender's
Ulfsik.
eyes turn to Ulfsik.
Ulfsik takes the stick, looks shockingly at Bianca, and writes in the sand, "It does not match."
She writes back, I assume it's spelled A-M-M-A, Amma.
Ulfsark nods.
Ironbender writes, "Who is she?"
Ulfsark takes the stick and writes, "It is my, how do you say, grandmother."
Regardless of what you write down, he gets the bent, and he scrubs your line free and then writes, "By blood."
Right? She said that out loud and then stops.
He looks around and writes down in the sand, "I think so." Question mark? There may be blood involved.
Roll an insight check as Ironbender looks at you. He doesn't give much, but it certainly seems like he is looking at you differently. His eyes previously had taken the group in equal measure, but they seem to linger a little bit longer now on Ulfsark.
With the stick, he's kind of fumbling for a way to explain something he doesn't 100% understand himself. And writes in the sand, I do not remember her for the bulk of my childhood, but there was one crucial moment where she became my grandmother.
He weighs the statement and then writes, "Is she kind?"
Scrubs out everything he wrote, writes, yes.
He scrubs out your yes and then writes, as he's looking at you, he writes in the sand, "To everyone?"
He scrubs that out, writes with a stick. No one is perfect. Kindness in times of need weighs more than unkindness to those that deserve it.
Again, his eyebrow goes up a bit. He continues to write, redirecting himself, both looking at the sand and his attention. "Whoever or whatever she was, she evaded my sight and detection. This is troubling indeed. I would ask that you stay for a few days, at least, so we can divine what the fates want of us. Is this acceptable to you?"
Ulfsark takes the stick. As long as the five of us remain unharmed.
He writes back, "I give you my word. You are safe in the Bend."
And then Ulfsik turns and gestures to everyone else. And writes in the sand to everyone else, your choices are your own.
Yuknon grunts and kneels down to write in the sand again with another question. You haven't told us why we are here. Why us? And he underlines the word us 3 times.
He erases what you wrote. And he writes, "I believe you are the fish nibbling on the ley lines."
Yuknon looks visibly frustrated by his answer. He kind of looks around to the others, since they've been given this choice.
Bianca, during this conversation where Ulfsik and Ironbender were working out Sister Chandra, who Bianca has been talking with Roberts. Roberts hears in her head, "Psst."
She would look over at you, like as if you said it out loud.
Right. She waves. "What's wrong?" Except she doesn't say it. Her mouth's not moving, but you hear it in your head.
Can I talk back to you
Uh-huh.
in my head?
Yes.
She would say, "What do you mean, what's wrong?"
You just look grumpy.
Maybe a little.
You don't want to see some ley lines? I mean, it might be code for something else, but
Whatever he's selling, I'm not buying.
why not?
I'm not interested.
Why?
Why should I be?
I don't know. Why should you not be?
She doesn't answer.
Roberts. 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 You are remarkably resilient. Usually the third time I've annoyed someone into responding to me. And Bianca distractedly takes the stick and writes yes if she sees Ulfsick as not really paying attention.
Ironbender notes it.
James will write, how did we get here?
He writes, I believe the ley lines brought you. I have never known that to happen.
James agrees. He'll stay for a couple days.
So who all has agreed? I know Roberts has not. Yuknon?
He's waiting for the others to write their answers in 1, 2, 3 yeses. I guess Yuknon would look at Roberts. He can't do anything like talk inside her head, so he would just address her out loud. Are you leaving?
Are you?
I haven't decided yet.
Then neither have I.
He turns and writes in the sand, ale, ?
Ironbender smiles. And he points out to the bend. We can give you rooms and provide you with a few gold pieces apiece to feed yourselves. And then he puts, or ale. The Bend is a collective. We all work toward the betterment of the community. If you wish to stockpile more funds, as is the wont of adventurers, I would suggest checking the message board in town. I know several of our folk are looking for assistance in one form or another. But then he looks back at all of you. The sand holds fast our secrets. We share only information of your arrival or departure here. And then he scrubs it clean.
Yuknon nods in understanding and looks back to Roberts and just kind of shrugs his shoulders and smiles a little bit and says, I've drank in worse towns. A couple of days couldn't hurt.
Then we stay.
He writes yes in the sand.
Ironbender scrubs it, and he follows it up with one last statement, looking both at Yuknon and Roberts in equal measure. You may leave whenever you'd like. You are not prisoners. I wish to help, but your choice is yours if your arrival was not.
James writes one more thing before it's over. The name Vander, ? And looks long at Armbender.
Roll me an insight check with advantage.
I assume we see James write this name.
Yeah, he lets him. He wasn't going to, but he decides he's going to. He'll take the 22.
Yeah.
And he's staring very hard at Armbender.
You miss it. It was there. You didn't see the eyebrow raise, but you see it lower a bit back into place. It is the only tell that you've seen him give you.
Yeah, he is satisfied with that.
Bianca raises her hand just to get attention, like, no, don't wrap up yet, even though you did the thing you said the beginning at the end part, like it was done, but she's gonna scribble in the sand.
Oh, he's not like walking off or anything.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
It was so there was bookends. So she scribbles in the sand really fast. Some of us are missing our memories.
He writes back, Sister Ott is very good with that type of problem.
She writes back, cool.
He smiles just a bit and scrubs cool from the sand. He looks at all of you and moves to put his stylus in the vase like an umbrella holder. And he walks across the sand towards the balcony that he had indicated earlier, his feet not making any marks in the sand itself.
I'm leaving now.
I'm following Roberts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Going back
Seems
downstairs.
like that time.
Yeah.
Ulsik stays there for a moment to catch a couple of breaths in this room to kind of remember what it feels like, what it smells like, what the sand does to the sound in the room, and then follows as the last person down.
You would just see Ironbender at his window, his robes bustling a bit. You'd smell the teak, the wood oil, the sand itself, and the wind. You all have gathered back down at the base of the pagoda in what would be the main room. The world, or more locally, the Bend is yours. What will you do?
Where's that sister at?
Sister Ott?
Yeah.
Third floor. You can stop on your way down. Your old room is there.
Yeah. She will.
You don't see Sister Ott, but you see the dwarf, Brother Ben.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're back. Did you talk to Mr. Quiet?
We did. I'm looking for Sister Ott.
She is with someone right now. Would you like me to leave her a message, or you can write it and seal it, and I'll give it to her secretly?
That's not necessary. How long do you think it will be?
An hour?
Always an hour. Okay, I'll be back.
They're very efficient here, just on the clock. Sundial, whatever, both.
We should leave then, for now.
We should go to the tavern.
I like that.
What
That
do they
sounds
have
good.
at the tavern?
So
Drinks?
much, Ulfi, so much.
Do they not have taverns where you're from?
He's from the mountains.
I mean, I don't. There's large groups of people. I usually don't go to that place if there are
Roberts turns back as they're before they leave back to Brother Ben. He said something about money.
Did he? No, I'm
He
kidding.
did.
I'm kidding. If he left it, he goes over and he opens up a box that is unlocked, and he reaches in and he pulls out, and he gives each of you 2 gold pieces.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll be back in an hour.
I'll tell her not to go anywhere.
Can James ask him? We're going to need work for a couple days. We need money.
He looks at you like the 2 gold pieces, like, what else do you need? But then he, in town, the message board, anybody that needs odds and ends, they put up things there.
Didn't we want to stop by the river too?
A
The 2
river?
of you were found.
Yes.
Oh, you going on foot?
Is it
It's-
far?
About an hour.
Well, we're not going right now then.
You're right. Everything is about an hour around here.
We'll stay in town for now.
Okay.
Who found us? The 2 of us who are in the shack.
The Bane's bastards.
What?
No, it wasn't custom. It was a group, Flaming Fist. They found you. Bane's bastards. It's the name of their company.
Hmm.
It's true. It's
Are the-
not a lie.
Are the Flaming Fists still here in the Bend?
Aye, they're riding about, but they're shacked up here for a few days anyway.
Hmm.
Where?
Where are they shacked up?
Yeah.
They have a house
Where is it?
in town.
Like what part of town?
I'm not sure. I stay here most days. It's over
Do you happen to have a map of the Bend?
No. I can tell you everything. I can't tell you where the house is. It's over by the old chapel. They built it like 3 years ago. It was white and now it looks a little bit like piss, but we don't have like numbers or
Does anyone have a map?
Dag might. Store Dag's Nabbit. It's by the old chapel as well.
Great. So we're looking for a piss house by the old chapel. Got it.
You got it. Yes.
Roberts is
Mercenaries
leaving.
are always easy to spot. I'm sure we'll see them.
Yeah, they
You
usually
might.
ride around during the day and then they come back and they drink and then they ride back out and then they don't come back because they go to another town and then they go up the coast and down the coast and they stop and they drink and they ride around during the day and then they come back and they drink and then they're gone and then they come back.
Quick
Right.
question, Ben. Caravans to Waterdeep. How often do they leave here?
No caravans come through the Bend. Ironbender does not like them.
How far away how far away from the highway to Waterdeep?
6 days travel east.
How much is that in hours?
I don't know. 2 to 12, and you travel 8 hours a day. 48 hours?
Thanks.
Welcome.
You know nobody that goes to Waterdeep.
I don't go to Waterdeep.
And he kind of taps him. Thanks, Ben.
It's a bit condescending, but fine, all right.
Drinks?
I'm probably outside now.
Right.
Where'd
Yeah,
she
it's
go?
tavern time.
Roberts is in
Tavern.
Waterdeep, right?
Yeah.
She got there in an hour. Yeah. I'm going catch up with her.
Okay.
Come on, Alfie.
Time right now is 10 in the morning as you all move towards the village proper. Where are you headed? For drinks?
Yeah. We only have an hour. Like, what else
10
can
in the
we really
morning.
do? Yeah.
If I see like a stall, I don't know if they have market proper, but I'm looking for somewhere to sell that shell.
He's going to the message board. He'll catch up to him. He wants to kind of tail them to see if anybody's tailing us.
Roll me a perception check. Oh, the coast is clear, man.
Safest place in all of the realms.
In fact, you've never seen less people even notice you.
Tavern.
Okay, so we're going to launch it forward, and 15 minutes later, you find the
15
Ben's.
minutes.
Yeah, wow. The Ben's small, but not that small. You find and are able to be guided towards the lone tavern establishment in the Bend. It is called the Tea Room. On the outside is a teacup, and inside the teacup is what appears to be an intoxicated human. The only reason you know that is because this intoxicated human has X's over their eyes.
And they're naked.
And they're naked. But they're not showing their feet. Terms of service.
Yeah, we go inside. I speak for the group now, apparently.
Yeah,
Okay.
James went to the message board. He'll catch up to him.
Okay.
Is the
Where is the
message board
message
at
board?
the tavern?
Yeah.
The tavern is located very close to the town square, and the message board is maybe 100 yards beyond the tavern.
Okay.
Cool.
For those of you that walk inside the tavern, you will see that there are several people. These folks are removing the tables from the floor. They are sweeping beneath them and appear to be placing the chairs around the perimeter of a very large open space held up by intermittent wooden columns. An L-shaped bar hugs the right wall, and tapped casks stacked up behind the bar and large metal troughs are fastened to the table holding the stacked casks. It appears that this trough is designed to catch spills and sluice them to God knows where. A large raised dais or small stage rests before the back wall, and a hand-painted sign reads, "Welcome home, Thrillquill." A large fireplace dominates the left. The fireplace is currently lit, and 3 tea kettles hang on a spit above the low flames. This place is awash with activity, but there is no one behind the bar. It is 10 in the morning.
Ulfsick walks through the door after everyone else and doesn't progress into the room past the door. He just kind of holds the door open and looks around the inside of the room.
Ulfie? Are you coming in?
I don't think so. I'm not. I haven't got the feel for the room yet.
Well, how can you get a feel for the room if you're outside of the room?
I can stand here for a while and get the feel, and
Well, you're kind of just getting like a draft more than a feel.
that is good. It just takes some time. I'm going to stand here. I can see you. It's okay.
Do you want me to stand here with you?
If that doesn't make you uncomfortable.
She kind of leans on the inside of the door frame next to him.
Do you want me to
Gregor-
get you something?
Uh-huh.
Are there any like tables or benches on the outside, or is like all the seating on the inside of this tavern?
All the seating's on the inside, and the entrance that goes into the tavern is a large wooden door with just like a small opening that's barred. it's difficult to even see outside. There's not like a big window or anything like that. There's just several small higher windows throughout the tea room.
We could take our drinks outside. If would that be better for you?
Oh no, you don't have to. You do what you like. These kind of things I do not like. I can just stand here for prolonged periods of time. It's fine.
No, we can do go cups and kind of walk around. We'll get a feel for the entire town just with drinks.
Okay. I mean,
She gives him a very winning smile. Roberts, go cups.
Almost says something, doesn't, goes to the bar and kind of will like lean over a little bit if there's nobody back there.
As you lean over, you see a young red-headed human, him, with what looks like a red curly shock of hair that's shaved on both sides, turns and looks at you, then looks at everyone else and realizes no one else is doing anything. Can I help you?
Do you work here?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, Osmond. Osmond Sunderson. Welcome to the tea room. We're not open. How can I help you?
What do you mean you're not open? The door was open.
We're moving things. We're not open for business. We're open to clean.
So if I tried to buy a drink, that would be a no.
What do you want?
What do you have?
He indicates the casks. We have ale, and we have wine.
We'll take 4 ales and 4 wines.
We're cleaning in here, and we're taking the tables. Did you want
I don't think
drink
that
here?
tables are involved. No, we're going to take them and leave,
Oh,
actually.
okay. Okay.
We just need cups, and we'll bring them back.
Cups are nice. Who are you?
We will bring them back.
Roll a persuasion check.
Okay. Here we go. 19.
Okay, do you promise to bring them back?
I promise.
Okay, because they have like metal like around them, and they say like the tea room on them, and I'm sure they cost like a good bit. And I don't have anything that's not that.
We'll bring them back. I promise.
Okay. Fine. I just need four. Just give me like a silver and like 3 coppers.
Sure. I don't have any copper, but I'll give him 2 silver.
He gives you 7 copper back.
Yay!
He slides them over, and they are hefty.
Good.
Did Roberts tip him?
He gave back
He
full
gave
change.
me change.
I
You know
know,
what?
I'm just checking.
I'll leave 5 copper on the bar. And
Osmond, who is the bar back, says as you begin to move away, you left your 5 copper here.
I left it for you.
So you did. Thank you. And
We'll be back with the cups.
very
And
well.
she'll ferry all of the cups, 1 wine and 1 ale for everyone.
you have just witnessed Osmond Sunderson's second day on the job, as he was hired to help clean up the tea room and somehow made his first sale.
He did great. He really sold me on the drinks.
It's pretty good, right? Didn't mention tea at all.
No.
Kind of dropped the
All
ball.
right.
Buried the lead a bit there, Osmond. But okay, so you guys are back outside?
Yeah. We do have to bring the cups back, I promised.
Of course. Where would we like to go? What would we like to see?
The river's a bit too far for now. Where did that priest go?
And with that, we will cut 100 yards to the west, where a very noticeable message board is arrayed. If you all look in your Roll20, you will see a copy of said message board. And so everyone else can see what you see, let's take a look.
Yeah, James he's studying it. He's like anything that's familiar to him, but he doesn't see anything familiar. But he does see people need help. He'd say, what is the one at the bottom there?
The one at the bottom says, it's taped to the larger one at the bottom, and it says, this bill no longer active. We're just going to leave it up for a bit so it seems like Prue is still with us. Rest in peace.
Ah. He's looking at he sees the one at the top, I guess. Saw it again, coming for a found, another dead. I'm begging you all to help. He sees that one. He sees 10 gold pieces. So he will definitely pull that one off for sheep. And he kind of turns back at the bar to see where they're at.
At this point, they would be walking up to you. So as they walk up, everybody, you are greeted with the same view of the message board that James has been observing and noting.
And we're double fisting. We got a gigantic wine in one hand, an ale in the other. And I think we probably brought back drinks for James too. So Yuknon has like 3 mugs that he's holding between his 2 hands. And as he kind of walks up with the others, is James took one of the things off of the board?
Yeah,
he has in his hand.
Yes, he took the somebody needs help with their sheep.
Yeah, it says, I saw it again, coming for my sheep, found another dead. I'm begging you all for help. I'll pay 10 gold pieces apiece, or I'm going after it myself, Cal Finnegan.
Yeah, James turns to the group and he sees that they're drinking, like, and it's 10 a.m.
Yeah.
We've had a difficult past couple of days, or however long it's been. This is a way to get to know each other a little bit better.
Are we going to play a game?
I was hoping we would. Have you ever played I've Never?
Yes.
What do you think, James? Will you drink with us?
You could have my wine.
I think we need money. You guys want to drink? That's fine. Go ahead. I think that we're going to be in for the long haul here. We probably should gather money and maybe even get some credibility with this town. And he kind of shows them he says, this gentleman's having problems with his sheep. I know he kind of laughs. Yeah, he sees that they laugh. He sees that he got even like in his own mind where he's been. No job is too small. think we should help them. And then we could get a little bit of cash, and these people will maybe trust us a little better.
Well, we can't exactly do it in the next hour.
If you want to drink, I go ahead and drink. You've earned it.
None of this. I'm definitely not going to stop drinking. I'm just saying we can't really do much. I mean, we can go walk around, but we're not going to solve this Mr. Finnegan's problem right
next hour.
I definitely understand that, Bianca. I just, for future reference, we have something where we can help and get some money together for ourselves.
Right.
We could
for
go speak
now,
to him.
we can drink.
Of course, we will wait.
We can do all of it.
Drink.
We can drink. We can talk to this Finnegan.
multitasking.
Should we go talk to somebody about a potential job while we're all holding 2 drinks?
No, but you know what we should do is go by the piss
We could
house.
finish them before. Oh,
I could speak for us, and you can drink wherever you like.
I don't want you speaking for me. In case you can't tell, I talk a lot. So
You've earned your drinks. I want
I
you to
haven't
enjoy
even
yourself.
taken a
Bianca.
sip yet.
That would require you to drink them.
I'm gonna down the ale, and you are not making me roll a Constitution saving throw.
It's 10 a.m.
I'm downing the ale while maintaining eye contact with James.
Okay.
If you
Roll me a dexterity saving throw.
James smiles. He's not like, this is not new to him.
You blink.
James blinks.
No,
no,
Bianca blinks.
No.
The ale that you have is it's pretty potent, and it just catches your eye that right way. Waters up a bit, can't help but blink. You're fine, no constitution. You are, however, poisoned for the next. No, I'm joking.
James kind of
the
like.
flaming,
Go ahead.
the Flaming Fist mercenaries, the ones who found us. He said they return at night. They come back in the evening, so it's very likely they're out riding now. We could talk to this Finnegan. We could hide our drinks. We could return and speak to the sister. We could go to the store.
I think
we
we
could
need
go back to the tea room.
I know that as a cleric, this sounds strange. I think we need weapons at some point here.
Can't we just hang out?
We have an hour where we can't do much. We could go shopping if that's what you want to do, but it would be nice if we are in this for what you said, the long
You
haul.
guys are very focused on this hour. I'm fine with whatever we do for this hour. This is a
We didn't say it.
precursor for what we need to do down the road here. And
we would like to get to know you.
That's acceptable. I understand that.
Is there a good place in this area to go to with the relieving of yourself?
Are you?
Tea room probably has a bathroom.
Sometimes you can just go anywhere, and sometimes they like a specific place for you to go.
I don't think this is an anywhere place, but we could go back to the tea room
It's an
if you like.
anywhere place.
It doesn't smell like an anywhere place.
I can hold it. It's fine.
The forest would be an anywhere place,
Yeah,
I think.
Would it?
Wouldn't it?
I think
I
you could
mean,
go
if
down
you're
to the tea room
walking-
and they have a bathroom. You've paid money for their drinks. You could definitely use their services.
And we can bring back your empty cup.
They made the big deal about being closed and not wanting us in there, and I don't want to walk in there.
I don't think they'll stop you.
I don't think he ever said that he didn't want us in there.
I got the feeling.
Alfie, do you want me to
I
walk
didn't
you
get
back?
that feeling.
I will walk you back, and I'll walk you to the bathroom.
We'll
don't
all
know.
walk back together.
What if there might be a spot where, like, on the outside where nobody can see me.
A small child walks out of a nearby home and yells back in a whisper only a child could say, "Yeah, Mom, they're still standing out here talking."
We should go. We should go to the tea room. We can walk that way. We need to drop off the cup anyway. It's not an inconvenience. Let's all go.
Can James like put his hand on Olsic? It's going to be okay. You can use the bathroom, and then we can make a plan, and we can go talk to Sister Ott.
I shouldn't have said anything now because I feel dumb.
You're not dumb. You don't need to feel dumb.
You are not dumb.
Hey, I got it. Okay, I'm his friend.
My hand is on his shoulder, and I'm trying to.
Well, I am linking arms with him. It's much more comforting when you're short.
Roberts is walking away to the tea room.
Just trying to comfort you.
Not waiting on your old bullshit. Let's go.
Okay, so you're going back to the tea room to urinate? Let's do it.
I'm finishing both my drinks before we get there.
I feel like we're dragging all
They're all going to be peeing.
I can hold it. It's fine. We don't have to go back here.
No, come on.
We're dragging you there.
Okay, so everybody, you return to the tea room. Osmond is in there. He sees you. Hey, what can I do for you?
Roberts is standing at the bar, downing the rest of her wine, and sets the glass on the bar.
Hey.
I came to give you your cups back. I didn't. I brought them full, so you can.
No, he needs to use your restroom.
Sure.
He's still awkwardly holding the 2 full mugs.
She'll take them from him.
Oh, were they a gift? Do I have to hold? Do I have to keep these?
You
gave them to me, but you also didn't ask if I wanted any, so I don't know.
I'm going to hold them for you while you go to the bathroom, and then when you come back, I will give them back to you. And then when you are finished drinking them, I will take them back from you, and I will give it to this man.
Osmond.
5 minutes later, everyone that wants to be relieved is relieved.
While people are taking care of their business, Yugnan would look around for whoever. Is Osmond the only one who really attempts to socialize with them at all?
Everybody else is just working. They just keep carrying stuff and moving around. I mean, you can engage anybody you'd like, but...
James is not in the bar, by the way.
Yeah, okay. I guess he would talk to Osmond then. We're looking for a man named Finnegan, Cal Finnegan. Where can we find him this time of day?
His farm. Just you go through the lavender fields, 10 minutes outside of town. Just follow the main road. Just follow the main trail out through the lavender fields.
Any monsters outside of town in that area?
No. I mean, no, we don't have any monsters. We have a lavender field. We don't have any monsters.
You don't do free refills here, do you?
No.
Could you make an exception?
No.
For her? She really liked what you were serving up.
Roll me a deception check. Unless she really did like it.
Yeah, I think she really liked it. Let me roll persuasion.
I really liked it.
I will leave it up to whatever you're trying to do.
Okay, by the way, I have advantage on all persuasion checks. Hi.
Good.
Oh, this will probably go terribly.
No, it's going to go great.
It went okay.
No, I can't give out free drinks. I appreciate that you like them, but I can't give out free drinks.
I'm so sorry, Roberts.
I'm heartbroken.
You've never been treated like this anywhere. It's a shame.
I have the drinks that I was holding on to.
Those are a gift for you.
Okay.
Do you not like to drink?
I drink some things. Some things I do drink, like the things that come from nature. I don't know what is. It smells sweet.
These both come from nature.
What? Like a wafer, like a waterfall, like from the sky.
Why don't you? Roberts is having the realization Ulfsic's never had alcohol before. Why don't you try this one? And she just gives him the wine and takes the other one, takes the ale from him. Just try a taste of it.
And he
It's
puts
from
his-
grapes.
he puts his
Grapes.
lips to it, eyeing, furrowing his brow at Yuknon, and then puts his lips to it and kind of slowly and awkwardly slurps it into his mouth.
What do you think?
It started off pretty good, and then it got shitty at the end.
That's just kind of part of the deal.
Why would anyone take that deal?
Well, once you're done, you'll understand. So why don't you finish the drink?
You got to give it like a minute.
Like 1 minute?
Yeah,
Like
or an hour. We do things hourly here at the bank.
I'm leaving.
We've noticed.
Before they go, James walks in and he slaps down the gold coin to the bartender. He doesn't know his name.
Osmond.
Osmond. He says, listen, we will be back here, I'm sure. Here's a gold coin for them. When they want drinks, you'll give them drinks.
I would prefer if you held on to the... I'm not the bartender. That's Willow.
Well, who is... He'll be here tonight.
She'll be here tonight, yes.
She. Willow will be here. Okay. And he
You
picks up the
served
gold.
us drinks once. You won't do it again?
No. Don't... He keeps looking at people walking in and out. I don't think... Have a great day, and we'll see you at sundown for Thrill Quill. And then he begins to move away.
I don't think anyone cares or is particularly interested in us buying drinks.
What is Thrill Quill?
Thrill Quill? Realm's greatest bard.
Yes.
Has you not ever heard of Thrill Quill before?
Roll a history check.
Can I do this too?
Absolutely.
Yay.
His specialty.
16. Hachi Machi. Good rolls.
Yeah, you both have.
Is he the greatest?
She is. And
She is the greatest.
yep, she has performed all along the Sword Coast. Neverwinter to Waterdeep to Baldur's Gate, the Moonshae Isles. She has a circuit. You would think immediately that somebody as well known as Thrillquill, it would be odd for them to perform in a town the size of the Bend, but especially a place the size of the tea room.
Where are rooms at?
Osmond is like almost out. We don't have rooms here at the tea room.
Son, he kind of like, son, where can we get rooms?
There are houses to rent that people that come and visit rent. They're down, there's a urine colored one down by the All Chapel, and then there's a row of them there.
Okay. Thank you.
Ulsik tugs on like a garment of Bianca's. Do you want to finish this? I'm not the big.
I'm not there. I left like
Oh.
so many minutes ago.
Well, who else is there that looks like they might want some wine?
Give it to Roberts.
I'll take it back if you don't want it.
I appreciate the jester. I don't like the way it tastes. Thank you, though. I'll make it up to you somehow.
No need.
It was very kind of you.
So at this point, all the liquid that you need out of your body is out, and all the liquid you need in your body is in.
Mm-hmm.
Other than liquid expulsion and consumption, is there anything else you'd like to do?
I guess we're gonna go talk to a sheep guy.
Go to the lavender fields,
Yeah.
10 minutes out of town.
Okay, so as you begin to walk out of town, you pass through a corner of the wheat field as you start to move, and let's see what happens. If I remember. And as you leave the small confines of the bend, you head out into the wheat field and then into the lavender field. And as you're walking, you see a main trodden dirt road. It's extending in a very straight direction from the town. Everyone roll me a perception check. Okay, Robertson, Ulfsick, you are the first to see. James, you see nothing. All clear. The two of you see a splash of green amidst the lavender. As you look and you see a tiefling, she, her, that is walking around through the lavender, and you see her reach down and pluck something up and tear the plant and smell it and stuff it into a satchel. She appears to be wearing glasses with only one large lens, and her horns are almost swept back. They look in an odd way, almost like ears, the way that they go back and then hook behind her. And she has what appears to be an ink pot and a quill hanging off her horns, and she will pluck one of them and write something down, and she's just going about some type of business. But she does not notice you. Within moments, you come upon a farmhouse that is set off to the side. You're now clear of the lavender fields, and you see that this area is fenced in. And as you get closer, you see that there are in fact sheep in this area, and you have to pass through a gate to get in what would be the de facto front yard of this farmhouse. Who is leading our party?
Yuknon will go in the front.
Hi, where's Bianca?
Bianca is not there.
Bianca did not travel with them out of town?
No.
Where did you go?
I went for a walk.
Were you visible when we left the tea room?
I mean, I'm always visible.
James would not have left her.
I just want to go walk. I don't want to go to this sheep farm. Sorry, I'm a city girl.
Okay. I will let you all know that you all have a level of exhaustion.
What? Why? For walking?
No, you know why.
Even me?
Yeah. Everyone has a level of exhaustion.
Oh, so we should have been rolling with disadvantage.
No, just now when we
Just now.
separated.
Oh.
That's...
Do we notice that we're physically getting more tired? When do we start noticing this?
We'll say narratively, Yuknon, as you put your hand to the gate and are getting ready to open this up, that you feel a lethargy begin to creep in, similar to what you experienced in the House of Amelioration when Sister Chandra was tending you as you woke up from your intermittent bouts of unconsciousness. It's similar to that.
Cool. He'll still go in. I mean, they've walked all this way through the lavender fields. And this is like it's a one-story farmhouse. Is that what this is like?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
like a ranch style.
It looks like it would probably possess maybe 1 or 2 rooms inside. It's all one floor, a bit of a peaked roof. It's thatched. Humble.
I'll hold your drinks.
I must assume at this time they're probably empty, but if you've been
Yeah,
nursing them,
Yugnon's
then...
definitely finished his drinks.
Okay.
He didn't do a second round
I'll just hold
because
on
it's
to
only 10:30 in the morning. He'll knock on the front door. He'll rap on the door. Not too hard.
Okay. It takes a few moments, and a very thin, very old halfling opens the door. What are you doing here?
James said, smile. And Yugnon's ear.
What was that? He whispers back because I didn't hear.
He says, "Smile, act friendly."
Oh, Yuknon smiles, and it's a little forced. It's a little awkward, the way that his mouth curves on one side because he's a broken. One of his tusks are broken, so his smile's always just a little bit off balance. But he smiles to the little halfling and he says, "We're here about your sheep problem."
Oh, great. Come in. Four of you, come in. And he opens the door.
Thank you. He ducks in.
James will follow. Yuknon.
Roberts
Think
hesitates
Roberts-
outside the door.
I see you have the same kind of thing with the inside of some things.
No, I was just thinking about maybe I should go look for Bianca.
That would be wise. I thought she was with us.
You should stay here. If I'm going to go look for her. Where should we meet back?
Once you find her, I suppose I could tell everyone to stay here.
No, we should meet somewhere in town. That'd be more convenient.
We don't know that many places. There's the tall place with the guy with the sand and the rocks.
We'll meet there.
Okay.
And she just turns and walks away with all the cups.
Ulfsick, do you walk inside? Or do you hang out at the doorway, or?
I hang out at the doorway and get the feel for the room.
It's very small, and all of the furniture inside of it is halfling sized. So it feels a bit bigger because of the lack of medium sized creature furniture, but it's still a small place. He indicates, he's going to indicate a chair, and then he just kind of leans up against the wall. Something's been killing my sheep, and I'm pretty sure I know where it is. I need your help, though. Wasn't there a fourth one of you?
Oh, she went back. We had a fifth one of us, believe it or not, but she's walking, and she went to go get her so we could be together.
Okay, well, he looks at...
What kind of what is taking your sheep, in your opinion? He said, "I'm James. Sir, how are you?"
I can show you. I just brought one back in this morning. I was getting ready to go out myself. And you see that there is a crossbow about the size of cow on the table that, he's got a bolt quiver and things like that ready. I'm glad you're here, though, and he looks at Yuknon, and then he looks at James, and he looks at Ulfsick. You have any weapons? He indicates the sword that Yuknon has, but the two of you...
We like to ask questions before we get into the dirty work.
Oh, well, come with me, then. And he leads you out the back door, and you see in a small wagon that will probably be hitched to a pony, there is a carcass.
Can I analyze it?
How do you want to?
Like a nature check to see if I can recognize how and the size of the being.
Can I give him guidance?
You sure can, yeah.
Yeah, he touches him as he looks at it. He said, "What do you think, friend?"
So, what's guidance?
Guidance would be 1d4, I believe.
Okay.
Yep, so whatever you roll at disadvantage,
Fine.
plus 1d4.
Can Yuknon aid Ulfzark if he comes over and how's Ulfzark checking this thing out? Oh, it doesn't matter.
I didn't mean to roll that twice.
That's okay. 18 is a good one. Those are hellacious rolls. So it's a 19. With a 19, you are able to see that this sheep has some type of... There's actually multiple spots on its body where it has this triangular mark. It almost looks as if a brand that has gone sour or gone to infection, and it's completely drained of blood. It's like a husk. It feels dry when you touch the fur.
That is unusual and not very common for predators to do. And he communicates that information to Yuknon and James.
Is it recognizable? Anything come to mind?
No, it is definitely a sheep.
I mean, what killed the sheep?
Oh,
We'll see.
no. Is there an off chance that I might have run into something similar to this in like with a history check or?
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a history check. Disadvantage. There are elements of it that seem familiar, but nothing that you can put together as far as like a story of origin or any specific facts.
I know what happens. I have not seen it before.
I'm sorry that you're going through this. Are the attacks always happening the same time every day? Do they happen at night? Do they happen in the morning?
Early evening. Usually I find them right before sundown.
And you said you believe you know where whatever's doing this lives?
I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure it's coming from the hills, and I was going after it. He indicates the crossbow.
I don't think you should go after it. I don't think it would be safe.
I think we can help you. And he kind of like doesn't cut Yukon off, but he's like, I think we can help you. But we're going to need 12 gold pieces.
Well,
This seems very dangerous.
roll a persuasion check.
I'm going to use inspiration on that.
Roll your d8 and you add it to the 4. I'm afraid that I have to go by the letter of the law. I put it up on the bill. It's 10 gold pieces a piece. Now,
Oh, a piece.
a piece, yes.
Oh, yeah. James seems like, oh. We'll take that.
Okay.
I will take that. He does not speak for Nonan.
Of course, my friend, yes. The 10 gold pieces is very good.
Can my friend Yulsik have the crossbow? Can we borrow it?
If
We will bring it back, of course.
maybe I could come with you and
And he can hold it.
sure, yes, but okay. He's catching like I read a story once about highwaymen that pretended to come and help somebody and killed them with their own weapon type of stories going through his mind.
I'm a cleric. Listen, I'm a cleric of Ogman. And you can trust us.
Roll another persuasion check.
Yuknon's going to try a different tactic if it doesn't seem like he's calmed down by that.
He's just wound up in general. You know, he seems to be on edge.
Cal, come here. Take a look at this sheet closely with me. I want you to see something.
He goes over and looks.
Yuknon takes his fingertips and he digs into this like shriveled dry hide of this sheep that's been completely drained of all of its blood. And because it's so dehydrated, I imagine, can he peel it back to open up its insides and show Cal?
It's basically like tearing cardboard, yeah.
And that's what he does. He peels it away, and as he's doing it slowly, he says, in the hills, there's a person or a monster that can do this to a living creature. Take every last drop of its blood. We've dealt with sheep problems before, and we will deal with this one for you. But do you really want to go out into the hills and see what it is can do this? And he again points to that open wound. And he's basically trying to convince him that he doesn't need to come with us and shouldn't. I want to use intimidate.
I was going to say, you can roll with persuasion or intimidate, and you do not have to do so at disadvantage. You can do a straight
James
roll.
is enjoying this because he's like, yes, this is exactly what we needed.
I'm going to use my D8 of inspiration on this as well.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna need it. Oh wait, I don't roll with disadvantage. That's still a 6 though.
He looks at you.
You're rolling horrible.
He looks at you and... I'm sorry, but this is the 4th of my sheep I've seen like this. It's unsettling still, but I need to do something to help them. They're all I've got. And if I don't stick up for them, no one will. So, I'd like to go with you.
James kind of nods at the both of Ulsik and Yuknon.
Do you mind if I investigate the sheep that you still have?
Sure. Yeah, they're just out in the pen. I brought them in from the field.
I want to count the number of sheep he's currently got and see if I can detect any of the brand, if any of them are branded.
Sure. Roll me perception check. Disadvantage. You look through several of them, and it helps because they're covered, they're white, so you would think that any wound like that would probably show up as like a hot spot, or you don't see anything like that. Now, you might have missed something, but you don't see anything that stands out to you.
Do I know the number of sheep that he currently has?
It looks to be 35.
All right. Well, gentlemen, I think we can get some tools and meet up with the rest of our party and come back and get the location and help you out. Good person.
We could set a trap instead of going to wherever we think it might be, getting lost, perhaps getting attacked by other monsters. We could just wait for it to come back. Does it come every night and take a new sheep?
Not every night, but it's been more frequent recently. I was going to dress up like a sheep.
I don't think you should do that.
Yes, no.
Okay.
Could we take a sheep out? Could we take a sheep out closer to where you think they're coming from?
Sure.
We will not let the sheep get harmed.
Flower's old. You could take her.
And he looks at the both of. He's like, he kind of like, sounds like a good idea.
I think so. Perhaps some traps. Do you have any hunting traps, or are there any hunters around here you might suggest us speak to?
Trails. How about any trails?
I haven't found anything that would lead me to where it was going to be, but I believe it's coming from the foothills, so that's where I was headed, dressed as a sheep with my crossbow.
Again, I think you should at least wait. If you're going to go, because you're so brave, you should at least wait for us to go with you.
Okay.
For protection.
Sounds good. Tonight?
Sure. This evening sometime. I had wanted to catch that bard that's in town, but maybe we can do both.
Throquill, I was going in.
Oh, yes?
We could hang out.
He doesn't. We'll see. All right. We should go find our friends.
By the way, in my head, this halfling looks like Rick Moranis, but that's all right. Okay. So he just goes about his business.
Gatekeeper.
Yeah, you see that there is a sheep jacket that has been made that's hanging on the back side of the porch. It's got a hood with ears. There's a lot of effort been put into it. There's a longing look by Cal as you all walk by, but he dismisses it and goes about the business of being a shepherd.
Anybody want to wear the sheep gear?
I
James
don't think
laughs.
it'll fit me.
Yeah, James laughs at that.
I think before we make any hasty decisions, Bianca and Roberts are back into town, and I think we should meet them by the tall building with the guy with the sticks.
Oh, is that where we're supposed to meet them?
Yeah, Robert said she was going to find Bianca, and we were going to meet there.
All right.
So we should probably head back.
If you are all ready to leave, it takes you 10 minutes to return. You can meet up at the pagoda at what would be a little after the hour that you had said that you would meet Sister Ott. Roberts, you return to the town ahead of everyone else. How do you set about finding Bianca?
Just gonna walk around till I find her. Probably go back to the tea room, drop off the cups, and then just walk not the way that we went. Just walk a different direction.
Okay. Bianca,
I'm gonna start really thinking loudly. We'll see if that works.
Bianca, are you trying to be found, or are you...
No, I'm literally just walking.
I'm thinking really loudly at you. I'm yelling your name.
Thank you.
Well, then we'll
I
say that
don't
you're
hear
able to
it.
find one another. If it's a small town, so eventually you're able to run across one another.
Oh, hi. How'd the sheep thing go?
I don't know. I left to come find you.
Oh. Hi.
Why did you go off on your own?
I had no desire to go to a sheep farm, I guess.
You
Never
could've
been to
told
one
us.
before. Why start? I mean, I assumed you would have just picked up on it since the constant stream of chattering stopped.
Yeah. Well, I told the others that we'd meet back up with them,
Cool.
if that's all right with you.
Do you feel tired?
I do. I figure it's the alcohol.
Yeah.
I finished mine and all of Ulsix, so.
Oh. Right. I was just walking around and see what was out here. I want to sell the shell you gave me.
We could go to that shop. Dag? Does that sound familiar?
Dags. Yes.
remembering that
Dags
correctly.
Nabbit.
We could head by there. I think we have a little bit of time before we need to meet up with the others,
Great.
if you like.
Yeah. No, I love company.
And we're right next to it, aren't we, Greg? We just happen to meet up right outside.
Wow. Magic.
Oh, shit, there it is.
Like, oh, we've been talking in front of it this whole time.
Ow.
Well,
Inside or on the outside of Dag's Nabbit, you see a placard that has a halfling depicted in caricature with a huge sack thrown over their shoulder.
look
They've
at
got
that.
good
Go
light.
on in.
Yeah, they've got good, like,
Branding.
yes, going on here. Surprised. I mean, the human with the X's over the eyes at the tea room kind of looked like he was dead. So I'm not sure if you want to advertise, like, alcohol poisoning. But
I thought he was maybe a little bit dead, but
have you ever been a little bit dead?
what do you count as a little bit?
Like, you're pretty sure you're dead.
I don't think that I've ever been a little bit dead and also been pretty sure that I was dead at the same time. And just kind of drifts into unconsciousness and nothingness. I've almost drowned.
I've almost drowned, but not in the same way you have.
What's your way?
She just gives her a big smile and walks into the store.
Yeah, she'll follow along.
Okay, well, as you all walk inside, you see racks and rows of organized tools and trade gear. You smell wood oil, lavender. The lavender seems to be everywhere. And a tobacco blend. All of this forms a pleasant enough aroma. One lone table carries a few weapons of unremarkable quality. Longsword, dagger, and the like. An empty armor rack stands beside the main counter. And after a moment, you hear a muttering float between the rows, accompanied by a puff of pipe smoke. The muttering floats in and out of comprehension with a song, a list of goods and quantities set to a tune. And you hear just the flat speech of someone say, "Oh, I'm gonna have to go down to Scarborough Fair. I need more parsley, sage, and thyme. I need thyme too." And
I think you've got enough lavender, though.
you see just the top of a head pop up, and you see lines across the forehead. I'll be right there. I'll be right there. And around the corner comes a halfling, middle-aged. Oh, hello, welcome. Dag Obert Hornwood, owner, operator. Welcome to Dag's Nabbit. What can I do to help you?
We're just looking around. We arrived in town kind of unexpectedly and need to restock.
I've got everything you need. And you notice that he has an apron on with bound pieces of paper. And he pulls one out and flips through it and then puts it back in a pocket. You need the riding gear? Do you need... What else do you need? Do you need food rations? I have packs, and he indicates packs along the wall. I have clothing. I have a good array. I tailor it myself. I'll be able to take care of you all within the day. I can see the two of you with the legs. And okay.
Do you buy?
He leans in conspiratorially. What are you selling?
She just kind of looks over at Bianca.
Bianca is like looking at the packs, but then turns back. Well, you see, my friend Roberts here is a maiden of the sea. She's traveled all around the realms. Right, Roberts?
Mm-hmm.
And she brought with her a very special shell.
That's right.
What's so special about it?
Well, just look at it. And she pulls it out. She kind of, not trying to like fool him or anything, but like lights up her hand so the light shines through so you can really see all of the intricate parts of it.
He pulls out a copper tube and looks at you with a light smile, and you see him reach into his pocket and he pulls out a cap that he twists and begins to twist on the end of the copper tube, and you see him touch his finger to it and light begins to emit as he closes it and creates a beam of light. I'll take a look.
Yeah, it's a display case here.
He looks at it. I mean, it's a nice shell.
Yeah. Found by her far away.
I stole it.
I don't buy stolen property. And he hands it back.
I stole it from a siren.
Can I see that? Is she dead, the siren?
Super dead.
I actually don't know.
I thought you said she was super dead.
It's a better story if she's still alive.
They don't like to be found.
Everyone
they
in
don't
this
want
town
to be
a neg.
found. Can you hear her?
You see his face drop a bit. Are you sure you want to sell this to me? And he hands it back.
We don't have much. I hate to part with it, but we need the money.
Put it to your ear.
She will.
You hear the acoustics that provide the often mistaken or often speculated sound of the ocean. But as you turn and you kind of spin, at one point you hear, "North, Captain Roberts." And that's where we'll end this session of the Realms Remembered. Yay. All right. Yes, thank you for the follow, everybody. Let's go around and talk to all of our fantastic people as I figure out how the poll went down. I'll post that in chat quickly. Don, how are you doing, my friend?
Well, I'm good. I had a blast today, getting to explore a little bit more of the Bend, find out a little bit more of what's going on, and a little bit more about the party of adventures we have, all the different characters. So I know that's going to keep happening over the next few weeks as we get to know more about the area and about each other. And that's always a really fun part of any campaign for me. So I'm having a blast. I'm doing great. You can find me online on Twitter at Donathan Fry. I write adventure modules. I play in other games. On Wednesday on this channel, I am the Dungeon Master for May Black Roses Bloom, our Dark Dragonlands 5th edition campaign, which only has like 4 or 5 sessions left. It's been a long campaign and it's coming down to the wire. So that's exciting. And I'll throw this up in chat too. I just released a new supplement on DM's Guild with my good friend Kiana. Playable Hollyphant. So Hollyphant, the race in Descent into Avernus. We created a playable guide off of it with a bunch of NPCs and whatnot. So check that out. And that's me. I had a blast today. Thanks, Greg. I loved the NPCs. All the NPCs we met today were fantastic.
Thank you, my friend. And the Hollyphant should have been popping up in chat. If it wasn't, I apologize. It should have been popping up occasionally with the Descent from Avernus, but I don't see the best laid plans. Let's jump down to Steve. Steve, how are you doing, my friend?
That was great. I feel like we're in a basement, like we're just getting everything. Just, I mean, we're gonna go find a sheep. Something that's killing a sheep. We're just so new to all this and everything that's going on. I am just so invested, like Project Athena invested, where I'm just everything is fantastic. I love everybody. I just love how this is setting up, and I just want to keep playing, to be honest with you. So thanks. I will definitely see you next week. Have a great one. Everything was beautiful. Thanks for our sponsors too, Roll20 and Die Hard Dice. So thank you.
Thank you, buddy. As we jump over to Summer. Summer, my friend, how are you?
I'm doing great. This is so much fun. I feel like it's just every week I'm just gonna be like, I can't wait for next week. I just wish we could play for 1,000 hours straight, and that'd be perfect. Yeah, you can find me online at Just a Summer Job on Twitter. That's where I retweet everything that I've got going on. I just released 2 new Urban Shadows podcasts. The second one came out today, Eastito Beach. So if you want to check that out, it's on our Off the Table Twitter, off_the table. Got some new campaigns coming up, so just follow us there. But yeah, I love this and all of these angels, and Wolfsark never go inside. I love it. Just stand outside forever.
Fantastic. And speaking of Ulfzik, how are you, my friend Bill? And I don't think you should go inside either.
I'm doing awesome, guys. Sorry for being weird. I'm just super weird, and I love being weird and all of the problems that it causes. I love, Greg, all your NPCs were awesome. Like I'm in a very tiny room in the ghetto, and it fills my neighborhood up with joy and glee. You can find me at Bill of the Forest on Twitter. You can find me here on Wednesday evenings for May Black Roses Bloom. I just released nothing because I am unambitious. I just like having a good time with everybody. Kudos to all the people who are releasing stuff. That's awesome. I will buy it and support you because you are my friends, and envious of your hard work. And that's it. Have a great evening. Thanks for tuning in, VOD folks.
Thank you, buddy. And you are the very best among us, my friend. Lauren, how are you, my friend? And where can we find you online?
Guilty for making everyone else's rolls as shitty as my own. Sorry, I didn't know. I'm Lauren. I'm That Salty Ginger over on Twitter. I run and play games over here at Tales from the Grim, and we have Bad Moon Rising, which is Urban Shadows in like an hour. Yay.
Fantastic. And I will let you know, Lauren, that you won. Bianca won the poll that was set. So you have, and much like the show Survivor, at the beginning of every episode, I will ask if there is any party member that would like to play a advantage for the entire session idle. If you elect to do so, it must be declared at the beginning of the session. So you have that in your back pocket in which to roll advantages throughout said session that you declare. So
it's terrifying.
Keep that in your back pocket. As for me, I am Grimjack21502 on the Twitter, part of the Tales from the Grim team here on the Twitch. A lot of super fun stuff coming up very soon. We have Bad Moon Rising in an hour. We have May Black Roses Bloom, 8 p.m. on Wednesday. We also have the beginning of our community event, Outbreak Undead The Feast. Outbreak Undead The Feast begins this Friday at 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. The first 5 meals that will be sent into Garrett Maryland's Garrett Maryland's vampire infested confines will be Susanna, Charlie, Just Jason, and who are our other 2 that will be in there? Just Jason, Pope and Matt. Pope and Matt will both be in there. I've got 1,000 casts that are being put together. They'll be the first 5, and if you've never experienced one of our community events that are done during this time, check it out, because whatever this group does will affect the group on the following Friday who will affect the group on the following Friday, and everything will play itself out until a resolution occurs in the vampire-infested town of Garrett, Maryland. So with that, we also have on Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern, continuing mission, our Star Trek campaign that is kicking up with Captain Summer and First Mate Lauren. So make sure you check that out. And Soba, he's in the Upside Down now, so he's not going to be around much longer. I mean, he's Soba's there. So anyway, join us then. Have fun. Be on the lookout. We have a couple fun announcements coming up, so just follow us on Twitter. Thank you all so much for being here. Legion, you're always fantastic. If this is your first time watching, either on YouTube or here on Twitch, make sure you follow us. Come over to our Discord. The community is fantastic, and we're always there. You don't have to be watching live. You could have watched on YouTube and then come over and discuss the events of the episode with us. It's a great place to hang out. Incredibly kind people, and you can't say that about everywhere. But I am proud to say it about the Tales from the Grim Discord. Very, very kind folks. So come on over and be kind with us. It's a nice little respite. But as the campfire goes down, there's only one thing left to say. You can't always roll nat 20s, but you can always role play. And let's take it out with a song, shall we?